he went above and beyond there. Told us so much. I'd already researched a lot, but never knew everything.
I think that's one of the reasons we always invite people up, because it's alright us telling you things over a phone and things like that, but see, to see this place, it is. When I first came to see it as well, I was like, that's amazing, what a great idea. It wasn't actually like that when we first got here, but as times went by, we've managed to do that, so that's been a good thing.
I think it's absolutely amazing. It's basically
self-sufficient.
Well,
It's
again, that's what we're aiming to do. We don't, I don't know if you know, there's a thing going on just now about universal credit. Anybody that's unemployed, rather than getting all these different benefits, are going to put them all together. So they're going to give people that are living chaotic lifestyles all this money and pay them monthly. That includes a housing benefit, job seekers allowance, any ESA, DLA, whatever.
do you agree with that?
I don't at all. No, I think
Neither do I.
I think it's
Silly.
I think it shows a lack of vision, because to give them the addiction issues, that amount of money, they're just going to, it's party time.
You're asking for trouble.
But it's not that. I think you say you're asking for trouble.
Aye, so they've already, they're doing what they call a soft rollout in England, just in areas in England, and I think there's is it South Lambeth, I think, who have an Emmaus community there, and they've already come across it a couple of times, so the people can actually lose their benefit if they get sanctioned. It's worth looking into if it's something that you want to find more about. I don't know everything about it, but just what I've been told, that could be a huge problem with us. So as I says, because the only thing that the guys get is housing benefit. They don't get any other government kind of benefit. We give them a charitable stipend, which is £32 a week. Other than that, they don't get anything. But
They don't need anything really. It's pocket money. Do you know what I
they
mean?
don't exactly. It's for whatever else they want to be doing and things like that. As I says, a lot of your guys come here and they actually manage to save up some money after that. Believe it or not, after that £32. In fact, some of them have got money in the bank now. But you need to think about. But no, as I say, what we're at just now, these places are ideal. There should be Merriwees in Scotland. We're the only one in
It's
Scotland.
amazing.
Only one in Scotland. There's a group in Dumfries, I believe, that are trying to start up a community, and it's a long process. I think the group that started this was way back in 1997, I think. And eventually we opened in 2006. So that took 10 years for to get to the group stage and a place ready to open. And it took us another maybe 2 or 3 years to get the place right. It was practically bust in 2009, but we changed the staffing structure.
How long have you been here?
I've been here 7 years now. 2009 I came. When I first came to do the social care side, and there was somebody else sitting here as a general manager. So the general manager was only interim, we didn't renew it, so we just put 2 roles together. And we all work, although the guys next door are employed as support staff, we're involved in every part of the social enterprise. Because a lot of communities do a business side and a support side. We did
Both.
They both together. It's good for the guys as well, because they know who their boss is, and there's no got a boss here and a boss here and a boss for that, and it's everybody's singing for the same hymn sheet in a sense. So it's worked out pretty well. It's not a hard work, don't get me wrong, but we've been lucky because a lot of the guys that we've had here have been great. Like Dean, as I say, Dean came in a couple of years ago. Robbie was about 5 years ago. Turned his life around, been brilliant since he came here. Darren runs our garden service, who was a former companion. And just some of the guys that have been here long term. Neil, our website was built by a companion, and he's done that himself.
That's amazing.
But Facebook page, Robbie's got a lot to do with that as well, which has come on brilliant. I don't know a lot about Facebook, but we're doing pretty well now. We've lots of people liking it. And
We'll definitely go on to it as well.
So, no, I think that what we've tried to do in the last few years is the awareness to the place, because a lot of people didn't know about us or hadn't heard of us.
Well, it took us researching to then find out
Well,
about
we did have a radio advert long ago there, but it was on Smooth Radio.
You're definitely not well advertised enough.
No,
definitely not.
As I say, what we're trying to do, we've now got Facebook, which we're doing pretty well with. Give me 2 seconds.
No, you're fine.
Hello. Can you give me a number and I'll call you back? I'm actually in the middle of a meeting just now. So the kind of where we're at just now, as I say, that hopefully Facebook, because we've actually got a group of people for TSB coming as well, Lloyd's, and he actually did a newsletter for us.
Right, mate.
Alright, mate?
Do you want tea?
No, I've still got half a cup of Edgar. Aye, so they've done a new newsletter, so we're hopefully going to be just getting an email about it to everybody all the time and stuff like that. But the more people that hear it is, the more people that talk about it is, the better. Because
Aye, I mean, I looked at a few different charities. The thing I didn't like is it's whatever percent goes to the charity and the rest goes to this, and I was like,
Where's
no,
that
I wasn't really interested in that, so I kind of searched and...
I was the same, the idea I liked about this was that anything that was making back into this place, it doesn't go anywhere else, it goes to the run. The running cost of this building's huge, truth be told. That counts staff salaries and just anything at all.
General maintenance.
General maintenance, redecoration of the building. We've actually just bought a new heating system now.
I've seen it.
Aye, it's a spaceship in it. But as I say, that's they got one installed before, but this place used to hemorrhage them and they get ripped off constantly. I think places were just like, oh yes, they did a photocopier printer set up, and I think they had 5 years. They got it in 2006. Eventually got it in 2011, so it was a 5-year contract, and I counted that 5 year to pay something like £42,000–43,000.
What?
So it's incredible the tariff they were on, and you'll find a lot of charities get ripped off that way. Just with the kind of things like we're not, even every staff member had a BlackBerry, which was, well, they'll just come out at the time. Every staff member had a BlackBerry, blah blah. I think it was 45–50 quid a month at the time. It was just so we had to look at a lot of areas where the money was going. But where we're at now, that was, we basically saved up the money and paid cash for it. We didn't get any debt for it.
So what's your main source of funds here?
The main source of funds is the charity shops. That's the main.
Charity shops?
We've got 3 charity shops. That says, I think between the 3 of them last year, that was nearly about £300,000 they put in. And we get maybe a couple of £100,000 through housing benefit. Then the donations would be about another £60,000 or £70,000 different. And that's just like people getting a £5 or a £10 a month. We've got a lot of that, but people just, it's consistently small donations all the time. It all builds up over the course of a year. We're thinking about maybe doing another drive for that, just to get people, even if it's a £5 a month or anything. Because if you're getting quite a lot of people doing that, as I say, it all builds up. And you're not asking people for a lot. We know money's tight out there. And we try and avoid asking people directly for money. If they can give us something we can sell in the shop, we'll do that. That's our core business, because we're good at it. As I say, hopefully with extension in the Barton Road, this will take us to another wee level again.
Where did the idea for the charity shops come about? Because obviously there's one here, and then you've got another 2.
I think the origins there may start in France, and they were called the Paris rag pickers. And that's what they started. They selling to get money for rags. Rather than begging in the street in France, they started getting and building them that way. So as the movement evolved, it became charity shops. People like that idea. The fact is that we're looking at green issues as well. But as I say, that's why we built a wood boiler, because we had a diesel boiler and stuff like that. But where we're at just now is you're fighting really hard with a lot of other charities to try and get your percentage of the money. I always say we're a small charity punching above our weight, and we are, because compared to Salvation Army, British Heart Foundation, they're big businesses, they're big corporate businesses. And if you look at them, it's just every shop's the same. They've all got that kind of thing. So they can afford to take a lot of gambles, whereas we can. So
I use charity shops all the time. Absolutely love them. Half my house is full of charity shop stuff, but they're getting more expensive.
I think where people are interested, I think we talked about the financial meltdown 2008–2009. Charity shops have done pretty well at that, because a lot of people didn't used to work in charity shop in charity shops.
People are going there because...
and it still amazes me this day the type of stuff we get in, because you're like, why would somebody
give that away?
Obviously some people, they have got too much money, so I'll just get a new one. But as I say, some of the stuff, I'm sure you'll see in my shops, it's quality stuff we're getting. What we try and do, especially in this shop up here, because we're in a deprived area, we try and keep the prices at a reasonable price. We still need to make money off them, but because it is a lot of asylum seekers, people on low income, things like that, we try and keep it kind of
Before going
fair.
home.
The Barton Road's usually a bit dearer, just for the simple
Mhm.
fact is we'll get
The area.
Mount Florida, as I say, that's been open for about 3 years now, but she's done really well. That's totally staffed by companions. We've got a satellite flat which is over in Cathcart. So people, sorry, one of them that work in that shop live there and just travel up and do their work each day. So again, that's part of their own personal development as well though. So we try and, anything we're doing, we try and look at the support side at first, how this can benefit the actual companion.
Ways in which they can...
Exactly, develop, as I say,
Yeah,
but Big Chris, Chris has just passed his chainsaw,
his chainsaw guy?
his chainsaw there, so similar to that now, what will happen now, Chris will move into one of the bedrooms in the Move On flat, which is just up there. So Chris needs maybe a hand by his money management skills, his budgeting skills and stuff like that, so this is another stage for him again.
That's exciting.
So, but we have early years we've been really successful with people kind of moving on back into mainstream living. But that's not to say the people that want to live here for as long as they want can, because that's what we're about as well, is living this life, a community lifestyle, and some of the guys prefer that, some of the guys don't want to go and get their wee flat, they're quite happy being here, like the idea of the camaraderie between everybody and helping others.
Something I never asked him was, I asked them obviously as all guys, but said no, there's 2 women here as well. What's it like for them in the personal lives? Can they have relationships?
They can certainly have relationships. Where we're at just now is we've only ever had 2 or 3 ladies at one time. I think the simple reason for that is that in Glasgow there's quite a good thing for like women's aid and stuff like that. It's quite well for any female homelessness issues. There's quite a good set there, so we don't often get a lot of referrals. The ladies that we've got in just now are doing great. The thing is, when you've got 25 guys and 2 females, it can be a bit, some people can see a bit of jealousy creeping in different things, so we need to be wary of that as well. I think the good thing being is that the females in just now are quite, they can handle themselves, let's say, and they enjoy being here, but they don't take any nonsense. But the guys are, just going back to what you asked, the guys are free to have a relationship with. They can have visitors up until 11 o'clock, and it's not because we want to treat them like children or anything like that. The fact is that we're no...
Not a hotel.
We're not here. The only people that are allowed to stay here overnight are either staff members or people that actually live here. So other than anybody else. And that's down to risk assessments and obviously insurance purposes. So,
Fair enough.
so that's that.
Have you any huge success stories? Like,
Huge successes were still opened, to be honest, because as I say, I have a lot less sleepless nights than I did have 7 years ago, because I think when I first decided to try this, I kind of, wee bit of self-doubt probably, but I bit off a wee bit more than I could chew. But I've learned as time has went by, and I've been dead lucky. I'm saying that I'm talking about myself here obviously, but the place has been dead lucky, but the right people have given it the right time. My main thing is teamwork. Everybody's got to be part of the team. And with we don't have an us and rem of the companions. It's Dad lived for 18 months in the homelessness, the city centre one, the hostels in the city centre. So I think the guys respect that in a sense, where you know where they're coming from. So we've always had a decent kind of rapport with the guys, and they feel part of it. And that's what it's about, because when I first came here, it was a sort of hostel mentality to it. People know what to buy in and what they're doing and just abusing the system and stuff like that. So
just somewhere to kind of sort of stuff.
We always say we're not here to enable people to continue using in safety. And if somebody's got addiction issues, we're looking for them to at least try and do something about it. As I say, I'm a recovering alcoholic, the boys are recovering addicts, my senior support worker Maggie, who's on the days, is a recovering alcoholic. So again, we've all walked the walk type of thing. So where we're at with the guys just now is that they know themselves there if they need it. So
obviously respect you more for it.
Well, but I think in here, I think what the respect is, the fact is that we are approachable. It's no...
It's open doors.
And we don't, kind of, as I say, use are just companions, and it's... it's moving away from that type of thing. Although, as I say, there's different projects that do different things that work for them. I couldn't work in that environment. If I had to treat the guys different from I'd treat one of my staff members, I wouldn't be because it's not the way I work anyway. But aye, as I say, I think the success of the place being open is definitely the biggest factor. For me personally, you're looking next door, if ever having a hard day and feeling a bit sorry for myself, I just need to look next door and look at two boys that 3 and 5 years ago, but or Nick's taking a their store and things like that with different things, and look at them now. I walk out there and see people that were making a shunned in their life with their full of confidence and helping others. Big guy Anthony's in actually holiday this week, but he's a shop manager in there, but he also goes to Soup Kitchen twice a week at Cadogan Street and supports. I feel there's quite a lot of groups involved, but Anthony goes in there and is a part of Solidarity and feeds the street homeless. So there's that type of thing as well, excuse me.
That is fun. Definitely glad you picked this one. It's great.
Aye, but I'm glad you picked it as well. As I say, the more people that come get involved is the better, because I'm sure between his office he'll tell 20 people about.
Aye.
I would definitely
That's the
love
thing,
to.
and they tell so many, but it's a knock-on effect, because I used to always, I get into trouble for this saying, well, we're your local charity, or your Glasgow charity type of thing. So I had to stop saying that type of thing. No, I don't mean, I was advised to stop saying it because as if I was being disrespectful to other charities, but I wasn't. I was just trying to make a point that you're Glasgow.
Yeah.
This is Glasgow. I mean, it's Glasgow, that type
You're
of thing.
not a
But
bit corporate.
aye, but no.
Corporate.
Although we were all individual charities, so that type of thing. But as I say, I'm coming up about 8 years now, and it's a great job. Don't get me wrong. It's a really good job. I really enjoy it. It's been hard work and things like that, but
Rewarding though.
aye, it's funny. Sometimes you go for years and years thinking. Years ago, I was a bars manager. Before I knew I was an alcoholic, I was in charge of 5 bars. I thought I'd made it in life, and I thought I loved the job. But I only loved it because it was feeding my addiction. But I look at this job just now, and I'm happy to travel in, and it's a good job. Aye, it's been challenging in a lot of different ways, but it's certainly I wouldn't change it for the world. I wouldn't change it for all. As I say, it's great.
What's the most rewarding part for you personally?
Seeing the guys develop, knowing that we're doing the right thing. We help a lot of people, but we maybe need to get better at this about on my Facebook page telling people what we do, because we do a lot of good things which we don't advertise and maybe share a wee bit better. There was a young adult female just got a special needs, had stayed with her family for years. Family fallout, and last she's left with nothing. No access to funds because her family got the funds, blah blah blah, and we actually fully furnished the house. Stuff like that, just general things. I say there's a few people come in here and it's just a wee social activity. I think it's Alice, wee mum in her 70s, comes in here every other day, sits down, she gets her dinner. But don't get me wrong, she buys stuff at the shop as well. But she comes up and she's maybe here for 3 or 4 hours a day. That type of thing. When they houses were there, we help a lot of the Aldrins as well. Before they get knocked down. That's supposed to be getting all rebuilt as well. But no, it's just it's a good ethos behind the full place, and it's good to see the guys buying into it. I'm not saying we get everybody to buy it. We don't. We get people come in and think, I'm not working for £32 a week. You don't see the bigger picture. They're not actually working for £32 a week.
I know.
The Cambridge University about 3 years ago, I think, done a study and came up with a companion salary in real terms would equate to about £18,000 a year. If they counted their room, their clothes, heating, electricity, food,
Toiletries,
everything.
flaky gas.
For them to live in the same kind of lifestyle, they'd have to earn about £18,000 a year.
And to be fair, you know, like anyone working full time normally won't be earning that amount.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You'll actually be left with roughly
I know.
like less, you know what I mean?
Aye.
But people would just automatically see £32 a week.
Aye.
And just be like, nah.
Aye, exactly, and that's what you're up against sometimes. I say that we've been fortunate, but a lot of guys come in here who've maybe been through the homelessness side of things for a few years and land here and think, oh God, what a difference. So they buy right into right away. It's maybe some people just that don't want to change, want to still duck and dive and think we don't notice things like that. So, but as I say, is where we're trying to get to just now is I'm sure we'll do it. We'll keep doing what we do. We know well we don't get too big for our boots. We keep our feet in the ground and just kind of gradually get better and build the business side of things up. But we changed the thing. We had 20 room with the HMO licence for 24. We've now got it up to 27. plus the 2 satellite flats, so we've increased that way as well, but again it's getting more people potentially off the streets and into this way of life, so
It's amazing what you do here.
You've actually blown my mind.
well, listen, as I say, it's everybody that's involved here has played their part. It's certainly not a one-man show, because that's just, it's impossible. But a lot of the guys have done a lot of great work for us early years, and I'm lucky that I don't have a staff team that want to nitpick about what's in their job description either, type of thing, do you know what I mean? Because you're looking to get people to do everything. I always see any of the roles in here as support for the guys, and it's getting people to buy into that, because it is anything the guys do, we should be supporting them. So if the guys are involved in the business, the support staff should be involved in that business behind them, and as I say, luckily enough we've done that. Good, just on that training side of things, I was talking about the boys next door. I say Robbie's now just finished his SVQ level 3 in social care, and Dean's just started his. And it's stuff like that make the guys realise that they're more than capable. The thing with addicts have always got low self-esteem, and it's building that back up. And even though they're a good few years away from their addiction, they're still developing them into the person they can be. And that's been a great thing to see as well. The guys are getting more confident, because as the years have gone by, I've passed more and more back to the guys today, rather than me kind of micromanaging everybody. So they on you go, you do that. And more the confidence I've got in them, they know that, so they feel alright about going and doing it. So
taking on more responsibility.
aye, and as I say as well, I think most people in here, if it was more, there's not really a lot of companions in there, a lot of them are out doing different things. But the guys ourselves, most people in here are really happy. They feel that they're, first and foremost, they're safe. They've got a decent place to not only live but work in as well.
And it's clean.
Oh, definitely. It's good premises, as I say. We've kind of early years we've kind of slowly kind of kept the place ticking. We've done decoration stuff and things like that. But the building is well maintained. That's important, because as I say, it's you don't have to building in 5 years' time. You've got all these different big massive bills coming into to hit you.
Was this building purposely built for this, or
This side it was as an old church hall.
okay.
When it goes right along, you see the charity shop ends, and that side was purpose built.
Right, okay.
So the land in this part was gifted to them by, I think it was the Church of Scotland. There was a church here at one time. As I say, the other monies, I think Lord Hockey, he gave a few bob. He was up at their 10th anniversary not long ago. And Emmaus UK, who we're part of the federation, so they sort of give them grants and stuff like that. When I say grants, as time goes by, you're supposed to pay them back. So in theory, it's a soft loan, whatever you want to call it. But no, as I say, we've been lucky. That's our next big challenge is this universal credit change, and there's also supposedly changes in housing benefit, but it keeps changing. And by that time it kicks in, Scotland could well be independent. So I think that'd be a big difference. I don't really have a view in either way, to be honest, but I think looking at this side of things, I think the SNP, who would be in charge, are much more about social working class people than the Tories will ever be, type of thing. So we're hoping that that'll be okay. We're not asking for any more money than any other hostel gets. We're just wanting to be seen as a wee bit different, because we're a wee bit different.
You're doing the work for it, so
Aye, well, if you look at, I know there's a couple in the city centre, I won't name them since I'm on tape, but they're privately owned, and they charge a crazy amount of money for people just to lie, no support, no help with addiction, just to continue to live. Exist, let's say. It's not living, it's existing. Whereas the guys are provided all sorts of different emotional support, and just try to help ourselves basically.
Give them another chance, really.
Well, it is. I think everybody, I've certainly had a few chances in life, and I think everybody else deserves to have a chance, and I think that's a good thing. I think that the guys in here know that they get a chance, and the more people come in and see that a staff team of 8, 3 or 4 companions, they see that we're not just saying
It's
things for the sake of
inspirational.
it. Aye, and I think, as I say, it's no tokenism either. The boys wouldn't manage it if they didn't deserve it. So, I mean, I don't do token gestures. It's because the guys fully merit it. And as I say, it's any time I feel a wee bit kind of doubtful about things. I just think, no, that's what we're about. I see the boys next door being in here when I go.
Yeah.
So, but as I say, no, it's, I feel privileged because I'm lucky. I've got a job I really enjoy. You don't always get that in life.
I know, definitely.
I've been in a lot of jobs and thought, oh, I really like this job and stuff like that, and I've not really. But this one I thoroughly enjoy. It's something that I'm so glad I landed in. So it just shows you you don't know what's for you.
I know.
My last drink was 200 yards at me, so it took me. I got here in 2009, so it took me 11 years to get 2 streets to here. So that's going to be a title in my book.
I know.
Definitely.
It's alright, innit?
Yeah, it's
Right, aye, it's not bad,
right
aye.
there.
It's just the writing part I'm not very good at. I've got the title, that's it. No.
Well, we'll definitely advertise it and, you know,
Raise some awareness.
raise
Right.
awareness as much
Right.
as we can, especially now we've been here and we've seen it for ourselves. It's definitely something that if I was going to raise money for in
Excellent.
the
No,
future,
I appreciate
I would
that.
choose this charity. I think
Aye.
what you guys do are amazing. This place is amazing. And you've really worked hard.
Mhm.
You're totally different from anything else. You're so unique.
Aye.
And yeah, glad we chose you.
Excellent. Well, any more questions? Okay, anything else you'd like to ask her?
That's perfect.
Just, leaflets. Do you have any leaflets?
I can give up days. I'll get Dean. Somebody, I've got your email address, Tony. I'll get Dean to forward you. Not only, I think there's a couple.